the spiritual doesn't emerge from the physical is shaped by the spiritual. Today, I'm going to talk about creation just a little bit. And again, this is just a spiritual concept I've been sitting with. You may or may not agree with me, and that's fine. This is just for your consideration. And again, you're welcome to dismiss it if it's not something that resonates for you. But this was something that that I heard shared that really hit home for me, because I've known for a while that often we think of our body as having a spirit, but really it's the reverse, because what is eternal is your spirit, not your body. So your eternal spirit has a physical frame, right? So how does that physical frame come into being? And so the way that I had heard it explained, and again, I share kind of a mishmash of a bunch of different sort of spiritual and metaphysical thoughts, and I kind of bring them all together and come up with my own flavor of that. And so that's what I'm sharing here. But basically that physical reality, because again, it's not real in the sense that we often think of it as. It's more like a virtual reality, where there is this inward focus of spirit that basically creates this experience of physical reality. And you may be like, why are you talking about this? It's because I'm about to introduce some other concepts that will refer back to this. And so if you don't have this foundation, it's not going to make sense. But I'm going to talk about the 9 levels of consciousness. I'm going to talk about things like how what happens in the physical realm is reflecting what's happening in the energetic realm, which again, if you follow law of attraction at all, you already know these things. If you've been listening to me, you already know these things, because we've been talking about like key number 10, what you focus on, you make room for. The thoughts that you have shape your reality, right? That's key number 10. What you focus on, you make room for is sort of my tagline for that one, because that is something that I have said for years, because that was what I saw play out. So if you're focusing on the things that you don't want, then those are the things that you're bringing into your reality. Why is that? Because your consciousness, your spirit is focusing inward, right? And then we are seeing creation, okay? So essentially, and again, this is not tied to a religious spiritual belief. So if you are some stream of religion, this doesn't necessarily mean that it is disputing whatever creation story you believe, okay? This is just from a logistical standpoint that spirit is focused inward, and that is how this perception of physical reality is happening. So anyway, again, why do I talk about these things? I talk about these things because it gives us kind of a grid for understanding the framework behind the things that we're talking about doing. And I think it's really important to understand that foundation, because if you don't understand the foundation, it's kind of like just treating the symptoms, right? Rather than just treating the symptoms, understand what's at the root so that you can actually have the most effective method possible. Anyway, hopefully that sparks somebody's interest, and stay tuned, there's more to come.